Satin Doll, the musical. This is an audio demo of the musical Satin Doll. Book and lyrics by Anne E. Eskridge.
And music by Alton James.
Satin Doll is a black Pygmalion. A backup singer for a rapper is willing to change for fame, and a black conservative talk show host vows to help her change for him to win a coveted sponsor. Our story begins in a city where almost everyone is on the hustle. Malika, one name like Beyonce and Cher, has just had an argument with her ex-boyfriend and boss, rapper LaFreak. He fires her from his booty crew, but she vows to become famous without him. In the meantime, she has to eat, so she sells odds and ends on the street like everyone else. At the same time, there are Edward Hollingsworth, a black conservative talk show host, and his liberal co-host, Robert Joyner. They spend the good part of an evening trying to convince Mrs. Harris of Harris Funeral Homes and her daughter Tina that their show, The Middle Passage, is the kind of show for a niche audience like hers, where the motto is, let our home be your home for all eternity. But Mrs. Harris thinks that The Middle Passage is, well, dull. She says she'll listen to them when they have a better idea, and then leaves. So, two people who need a different direction accidentally find each other.
Tell me what my future holds. Am I living life by chance? I want fame, wealth, romance. Is my destiny foretold? All I want is one short clue. Tell me, cards, what should I do? Tell me, cause what should I do?
All I need is one idea that will take me to the top. Not a TV ratings flop. Brilliant, big and bright ideas. All I want is one short clue. Come on, think, what should I do? Come on, think, what should I do? Will I be a bright new star, being worshipped from afar? Will fame and fortune be my fate?
Tell me, cause it's not too late.
I need is one idea, one show, and I'm a ratings king. Without the who's the daddy thing. One brilliant, big and bright idea, something classy, something bold. So my sponsors will be sold.
Fame and fortune will be mine.
Joyner goads Hollingsworth into turning this street urchin into a lady. Tape it as a reality show, middle passage to middle class, and win the approval of the sponsor, Joyner says. Hollingsworth is thinking Malika's uncouth and loud. Malika's thinking Hollingsworth's a preening prick. Both are thinking, here's my chance. And the transformation begins. Hollingsworth is teaching her how to properly speak, but Malika feels he's insulting her at a pretend job interview, and she explodes. Next, Hollingsworth has to deal with the former boyfriend, LaFreak, when he tries to seduce Malika.
When I'm walking down the street and I'm listening to my beats, ain't nobody gonna mess with the man they call a freak. 'Cause I'm good at what I do. Get my props and get my due. Ain't nobody gonna front me, the man they call a freak. No, you can't win in the end. This love game. Stop the pretense and admit that we are just the same. When you're sitting all alone, tempted by the telephone, 'cause you got the urge to call me the man they call the freak. I can make you feel so good. We all know I always could. I got the $1 million stroke, yeah, your man you call the freak. You know you can't win in the end. This love game. Stop the pretense and admit that we are just the same. We were so good for so long. You're the baseline in my song. My heart's pounding to your beat. Got that voodoo on love free. I know one day you'll be back, 'cause I got has something he lacks. Look at me and see my charm, my appeal and my magic. The mystique of this man you see. Now come closer to love freak. Now come closer to your man, love freak. Now come closer to your man, love freak.
Then Hollingsworth tries to teach Malika to walk and dance gracefully. Finally, they get in step.
I gently take your hand in mine, around your waist the other goes. I pull you close but not too tight, till we're standing toe to toe. You lean oh so gently into me. Your breath then lingers on my cheek. I smell the perfume in your hair. Your brilliant smile, my eyes do see. Floating on a song like a lily on a pond, gliding in the moonlight for tonight. It feels so right. It feels so right.
You gently take your hand in mine, around my waist the other goes. You pull me close but not too tight, till we're standing toe to toe. I lean oh so gently into you. My breath that lingers on your cheek. You smell the perfume in my hair. My brilliant smile, eyes to see. Floating on a song like a lily on a pond, gliding in the moonlight for tonight. It feels so right. It feels so right. It feels so right. It feels so right.
To add to the complication, Malika's grandfather arrives from South Carolina, worried that his granddaughter, Eula Jean Johnson, is being taken advantage of. Turns out that Eula Jean Johnson is Malika. Hollingsworth assures Moonbeam that if anyone has the upper hand, it's Malika. Moonbeam settles in and helps Mrs. Pierce, the housekeeper, with more than just her chores, while Robert Joyner carries on a quiet affair with Mrs. Harris's daughter, Tina. The only two who are not getting on are Edward Hollingsworth and Malika. And yet, in response to Malika's insistence that she has nothing good to wear, Hollingsworth decides that maybe personal shoppers will help Malika with a new fashion style. When they're through, Malika is transformed. But Hollingsworth is still not satisfied. End of Act 1. Act 2. Over dinner, the new and improved Malika will meet Mrs. Harris and her daughter Tina of Harris Funeral Homes. But Malika is having doubts about giving up so much of herself.
I stare in the mirror. A stranger looks at me. She has my eyes, she has my mouth, but she's not me anymore. Why'd you have to go and change me? Who's this girl that I have become? Why'd you have to go and change me? Look at what you've done. Why'd you have to go and change me? I feel like a form with no soul. Why'd you have to go and change me? But I did what I was told. The girl that you see, the one who looks like me, she charms you with a smile. She dazzles, she beguiles, but she's not me anymore. Why'd you have to go and change me? Don't you know I did this for you? Why'd you have to go and change me? I thought you would
And while everyone is at the dinner meeting, Moonbeam and Mrs. Pierce have their own plans for the night. At the dinner meeting, something has gone terribly wrong. B-Sweet, Malika's booty crew friend and another ex-lover of LaFreak's, now has a job as a waitress. She recognizes Malika, but Malika, to her shame, ignores B-Sweet and pretends to be horrified at the waitress's rudeness. Sorry for what she's done, Malika runs out of the dinner meeting. Hollingsworth, Joyner, and Tina follow behind, leaving Mrs. Harris alone to ponder, what's wrong with young people today?
As a child, my parents told me before I went to bed, say your prayers, say please and thank you. You'll always get ahead. Respect your parents' wishes if you know what's good for you. If not, your little behind will turn brilliant black and blue. Ooh, yeah. But nowadays these things are long forgotten, yeah. These young folks are now undeniably rotten. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh. They say spoil the child till he's no good. Baby boys misunderstood. Baby girl gets what she wants. That Gucci purse she likes to flaunt. They say let them fit and hug them tight. Always tell them they're alright. Narcissism runs too deep. That one harsh word will make them weak. Spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible tells us so. But folks today don't listen. It's like they just don't know. Ooh, yeah. They insist they eat organic. A trace of meat will make them panic. They'll pump Botox into their lips and claim those really are their hips. They wear fake nails, fake hair lashes, with no clue about those rashes. These children grow up to be adults who rant and rave and throw in songs. Spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible tells us so. But folks today don't listen. It's like they just don't know. Ooh, yeah. Take that riding at all costs. Use it to show them now who's boss. Discipline them because that's love. God is spoken from above. Whenever they can't get their way, to them the whole world has to pay. We always want the best for them. Sometimes too much is a sin. Spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible tells us so. But folks today just don't listen. It's like they just don't know.
Malika gets home and interrupts the romantic interlude between Moonbeam and Mrs. Pierce. Moonbeam assures her that what she did was a youth's mistake, that at her young age, she's expected to make mistakes. Feeling better, Malika goes upstairs. Then Hollingsworth, Joyner, and Tina burst in, again interrupting Moonbeam and Mrs. Pierce. Hollingsworth is furious that Malika almost ruined their attempt to get Mrs. Harris to sponsor the show. Mrs. Pierce reveals that Hollingsworth's plan was to make fun of Malika on the first episode of the show. Malika overhears this and runs off. Joyner defends Malika and admonishes Hollingsworth for trying to make Malika into a Hollingsworth mini-me.
We met when we were only 4, playing Star Trek on the floor. And the next thing that I knew, you were captain, I was crew. That's because I had homemade phasers. What a world we could create, and we'd come home much too late. So we made up some big fat lie that we helped to capture spies. When your father went to jail, we told a whopper of a tale, how we tried to save a life. The man who died slipped on the knife. I was ashamed. And that tin my mother died, but my grief I tried to hide. You said let it out and cry, helping me to say goodbye. I remember we sung each other's songs, and we eased each other's fears. We've been friends for oh so long, through the good times and dark tears. You can be the biggest ass, but I've excused the things you've done. What's in the past is past, thinking it was all in fun. But now you've caused real hurt, and I can sing your offbeat song. You made her feel like dirt, so now it's time to say so long. But we've sung each other's songs, and we've eased each other's fears. We've been friends for oh so long, through the good times and our tears. Through our tears.
Joyner quits the show. Malika finds herself in LaFreak's club, but he wants nothing to do with her. Later, Edward Hollingsworth comes into the club looking for Malika, and LaFreak and Hollingsworth get into a fight. Hollingsworth is arrested, and during the booking, reporters find out that in his youth, Hollingsworth was a member of the Devil Dogs gang that terrorized the city. And so, with the zebra ball in progress, he is shunned by his well-to-do friends. At the ball, to his surprise, Malika comes forward and announces that Mrs. Harris and Harris Funeral Homes will be sponsoring the Middle Passage. Malika proceeds to show them a video of her being interviewed by Edward Hollingsworth, but now she is the one narrating the script and telling her own story. She says, "This special Middle Passage, a passage of discovery, is about my transformation from a country girl to a street-smart kid and finally a woman who is comfortable in her own skin. As my grandfather says, a satin doll. With that, Malika takes Hollingsworth's hand and asks him to dance. And this time, they are both in step and in tune with each other. Cast of singers are Lafrique E.J. Rook, Robert Joyner, Mike Sandusky, Mrs. Harris, Angela Davis, Edward Hollingsworth, Tommy Nance, Malika, Sade Seeley. The end.